Daf Amud Aleph. We're up to the Gemara. We don't have our regular spot today. We're doing it during the Hashavuah 12th grade period of Daf Hashavuah instead of by lunch because slowly there's been an exodus because of the snow that started. So let's see if we could finish up to Daf Amud Beis halfway down. Let's see how it works. Says the Gemara. The Gemara. Tana. We learned, Masha'in came by Torah. It's not the case by reading of the Torah. Says Rashi, She'in came by Torah, but Tzibur Yusha. You can't read from the Torah, but Tzibur sitting down. And we said that you can read the Megillah standing and sitting, but by the Torah you can't. Let him come in. Don't sit here. Minan, immediately, how do we know that? Amar Abavol, Amar Krah, because it says in the pasuk, Va'ata po amodi madi. Hashem said to Moshe, stand here with me. So, Amar Abavol said, if Hashem said stand here with me, that means Hashem was what? Standing. Ilmali mikra kasav, if not that the pasuk said it, Yev Shalom. We wouldn't be allowed to say that about Hashem, because it sounds like he's a physical being. Kaviyacha, as if to say, the pasuk means Ava Kadosh Baruch Hu b'amida. That even HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, so to speak, standing. Says Rashi, Kaviyachol, Ka'adam Sheyachol Amar Bokein. Like he's able to say, as if you would be able to say such a thing. How do we know that a Rebbe can't? He can't sit on a bed. And teaches Talmidim why the Talmidim are sitting on Gabi Akarka. Shenemar, because it says in the pasuk about Tapoi Amodi Modi. Hashem said, stand with me. Why isn't Hashem sitting? Because so we see that he can't be sitting while his Talmidim, he shouldn't sit, and his Talmidim sit on the floor. They should be at the same level. Tanarabanan. Miyamos Moshe ad Rabbi Gamliel. From the days of Moshe until Rabbi Gamliel, lo hayu lemeidim Torah el muma. They would only learn Torah standing. Mishamesh Rabbi Gamliel yard choli lolam. When Rabbi Gamliel died, from that time, choli, sicknesses and weaknesses came to the world. Layu lemeidim Torah miyusha. They used to learn Torah sitting. Lahainu did tanan. And now, which it says in the, that's what it means in the Mishnah. It says, that from when Rabbi Gamliel died, Kavod Torah, the honor of Torah, finished. There wasn't as much Kavod Torah. Kasav Echad says the Gemara. Kasav Echad Omer. One pasuk says, Va'eshe Bahar Aboinam. I sat on the mountain for 40 days. Moshe Rabbeinu says. Because of Echad Omer, another pasuk says, "Vanochi Amati Bar." I stood on the mountain. So did Moshe Rabbeinu stand or sit out? Here the Shaila says, "Gemara Amarav Omed Velomed Yoshev V'Shomem." When he learned it the first time, Omed he stood. Velomed he learned it the first time, and tell him to come in. Yoshev V'Shomem. He sat and reviewed it. That's one answer. Rav Chanina Amar Rav Chanina says, Lo Omed V'Lo Yoshev. He didn't stand. He didn't sit. Elo Shochet. He like bent over. He was like in a bowing, respectful position. So it says he was standing. He was sitting. When he said sometimes he was standing, sometimes sitting, it meant he was somewhat standing, somewhat sitting. Rabbi Yochanan says, "Ein yeshiva lashon hakav." Yeshiva means. Can you get Moshe Gemara? Ein yeshiva lashon hakav. Yeshiva doesn't mean sitting. It means that they tarried. They were there. Shenemar. It means they tarried. They stayed there. Like it says, and they tarried in Kaddish. They stayed in Kaddish for many days. So when it says that he sat, so really he stood. And when it says he sat, it doesn't mean he sat. He said he was on the mountain for 40 days, but really he stood. Rav Amar, Rav said, Rakos muhuma v'kashus miyusha. When was it easy, something to learn, he stood. When it was something hard, he sat. Okay? But Rebbe does the opposite. When it's something hard, he stands up, he has to stand. When it's something easy, it's easier to sit. Okay. Says the Gemara weiter, Kara echad karu shnayim yatsu. One person reads, or two people can read. Yotze, your Yotze, we turn the Amud to Chavav Omeis. I'm not going to try to touch the smart because who knows what's going to happen. Says the Gemara, Tana, we learned, Mashen came by Torah. This is not true by the Torah, that you're not allowed to have two people read. Because then we're going to see, you're not going to be able to hear them properly. And by the Megillah, we're going to see why it's different. Tana Rabban. We learned in a brayso, Batorah echad korei, Batorah. When you're reading from the Sefer Torah, echad korei v'echad targum, you could have one person reading, and in those times they used to have a matargum, someone that translated. The Batorah would say a pasuk, Bereshis bar Elokim, Bereshis bar Elokim, Es Hashemayim Es Haaretz, and then the matargum would explain it. It was very important, the Gemara is going to say, for us to explain the Torah so that we know the different mitzvot. Make sure that one person that you don't have two people, one person reading and you have two people saying the Targum, because then you won't hear it clearly.
Interruption. At this point, we are going into a lockdown.
Leave it on and just close it. Close it. We're going to a lockdown, but we're just going to close it and just shut back the light. But you know what? Lock the door, shut the thing, close the lights, and we'll try to keep on going. Can you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a silhouette now.
We were in lockdown. I'm sorry. No, that's fine. That's fine. No, that's fine. Ubenavi echad korei, ubenavi echad, ubenavi. But when it comes to navi, echad korei ushnayim targum. You have echad korei, one person reads, ushnayim targum. You could even have two people translating, because we'll see why. As long as two people don't read, two people in Targum said you could, but as long as two people don't read by Megillah, the Targum is not as important. You have to have two people read, one person reading the Megillah, but translating is not as important. The Gemara is going to explain. Ubahalo, and by halo, when you have one chazan being motzi other people, Uba Megillah, and by Megillah, I'm sorry, when I said about Navi, did I say that's Megillah? By Navi means maftir, when we read the maftir. Ubahalo Megillah, by halo and by kriyas Megillah, afilu asara, even afilu asara, korin, even 10 people could read, ba'asara metargum.
Excuse me. There's absolutely no problem. We're hearing the whole way. Thank you.
We're going to wait till it's over. Going to get a lot of news today.
I'm definitely looking this up.
We're going to wait 1 minute. I'm sorry, all the hundreds of viewers. We're going to wait 1 minute.
Thousands.
I'm in the middle of a lockdown.
You like the door? Yeah. What? Serious thing. So the Gemara says like this: even if 10 people read, and 10 people are translate, that is okay. Even if 10 people read and 10 people they take out the words and 10 people translate, we'll see in a minute why. My timer, that's okay if 10 people read. Even the Chaviva Yot Shomen. Since it is Chaviv, then you will give your mind on it and you will make sure to hear it. Because it's Chaviv by you either because we don't do it often, or because the story they say with the Megillah is a little more people are into it, so we only hear once a year. That's also part of it. It's an exciting thing. So says the Gemara. Oh, so one thing is that Rashi says that what does it mean? He says by Navi, by the Megillah, Rashi says the Targum is only so that the Amei Haaretz could understand, but it's not as important for the Targum of the Torah you need in order to understand the mitzvos. So it's not it's not so bad. Then when it says Basar Metargum, that the 10 by Megillah, the 10 translate, Rashi said, Lo Garsina, we don't go risk that the 10 translate by Megillah, She'ein Targum by Ksuvim, because there's no Targum by Ksuvim. So Tosha says, wait a minute, there's no Targum by Ksuvim, That's not true, because it says Tosfos, Rashi mochin targum if you targum and targum miksubim. Why did Rashi do that? The Vadayesh targum. We have targum. It's just that Yonasan Ben Uziel didn't make it, but the Tanaim made it, so we added. So you don't have to take out those words that by Hal and Megillah even 10 people could translate. Let's see the Gemara quickly. In a place we have a minute to make a bracha, you make a bracha. That only means you only have a choice if it's a minute for afterwards. We mentioned this yesterday. A bracha before the Megillah for sure you have to do, but after the Megillah, if it's a place that usually does, they do. If it's not, you don't have to do. But before in mitzvah, it's a mitzvah to make a bracha. Shmuel. Kol mitzvos kula mevarach aleim over las yasan. All mitzvos you make a bracha before, over, prior las yasan to doing it. So over really sounds like what? Over las yasan after doing it. But it doesn't mean that. Over las yasan means prior to doing it. It says here, my mashmadai over lishanak dumi. How do you know that over las yasan before means before doing it? It doesn't mean after doing it. Around Nachmar Yitzchak or Nachmar Yitzchak says because we have a pasuk. The pasuk says that Vayaretz Achimotz derech hakikar, that Achimotz ran the way of the kikar, the valley. Vayavar es hakushi, and he proceeded. He came before the kushi. So you see, coming before the kushi. Vayavar means before, could mean before. Abai Omer Abai says mehalcha from a different pasuk. Go over our land. It says that. It says, when Yaakov was going to Esau, he went before everybody else. Another pasuk you could say, Mehacha from over here. It says, Vayavar Malcolm Lefneim, and the king passed in front of them, their king, Vashem Baroshim, and Hashem at their head. So you see, Vayavar, I'm sorry, it doesn't mean he passed over, he proceeded. The Malcolm proceeded Lefneim before them. Lefanel, ask the Gemara, Lefanel, my Mevarach, what bracha do you make beforehand on the Megillah? Rasheshis mikatarazia ikuluk made Rashi. Rav Sheshis from Katarazia came to Rav Sheshis Ubarach. He made the following bracha: Manach Mem Nun Ches. Says Rashi, what does that stand for? Al Mikra Megillah the Mem Asa Nisim Shehechiyanu. That's the Mem Nun Ches. Manoach also means to rest. Also, if you would have Moshash, if you would do Moshash. Mikra Megillah, She'as Anisim, She'echianu. I don't know that you would know the order. You think maybe it's She'echianu and She'as Anisim, but they made the bracha of those three brachas. Lachrel, my Mevarach, what do you make the bracha after the Megillah? Says the Gemara, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech olam. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech olam. The Rif has a case from Rabbi Yochanan. So he says, what bracha do you make? Harav es rivenu, he fights our fight. V'adon es dinenu, he judges our judging. He helps us. V'anokim es nikmasenu, he takes revenge on. He revenges our revenging. But whatever, don't ignore the v'nifrolanu mitzarenu, he pays back our the people that cause us tzaras. V'amshalim gevol v'loy b'nashenu, and he does mida k'neged mida. V'amshalim gevol to all our enemies of our hearts, of our nefesh. Baruch atah Hashem hanifra liYisrael mikol tzreim. He pays back Klal Yisrael against his enemies from all their enemies. Rabbi Amar, we add also the word, we end off Hakel HaMoshiach, the Almighty that saves us. Amram Papa, because there's two different ways to end it. Hilkach and then Rinul Tabayu, end off together. Baruch atah Hashem, and when that will end, hanifra liYisrael mikol tzreim, pay back Klal Yisrael from all their enemies. Hakel HaMoshiach, the Almighty who saves. Klal Yisrael. Guys, have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for coming.